Item 5.6, opportunity to request additional information regarding the 2013-2014 proposed Board of Education budget. Ms. Sarver.
I'm wondering if we can get an accounting for the BOE tuitions. I know it goes to the town, but is there a way for you to get those numbers? Mr. Picardo had significant success with negotiating a transportation contract with several towns. I'm wondering if there are opportunities to do that with other budgetary items like, I'm not the expert, Mr. Picardo, so I apologize for my suggestions. Health insurance, couldn't we be working with other towns to procure better rates? Professional development,
This is collaborating, then?
collaborating with surrounding, like he did with the transportation contract. Is there a way to collaborate to reduce costs?
I just want to make sure everybody was clear on that.
I'm suggesting professional development may be a topic as well, technology may be, and special ed may be a topic as well. And again, I apologize if those are inappropriate.
Mr.
Am I only,
sorry.
I only have one more question. I have added and re-added the alliance numbers in our budget. We're starting at the front and going all the way through, and I can't make them total the alliance dollars. So would the administration be willing to pull those out and just provide that?
So you had said health insurance, special ed, technology,
Professional development.
PD. Thank you. Mr. Kemp, you have the floor.
I'd like, for tomorrow, I'd like to have an understanding of what is in the capital non-recurring balance, fund balance, and I'd also like some preliminary estimation as to what the grand list is looking like this year.
So that's a request of information from the town, and we can try to get that. I'm not sure that whether they'll have that exact number for us, but I would assume Mr. Bernard can get that for us. That's the grand list. Mr. Percy.
I got two things I'd like looked at. One being the town pension. It was not a significant increase, I'll call it, in this year's amount. So I'd like Mr. Ludige to get back to us on that and why that increase is so much.
Like I say, you're looking for the information as to why it's going up,
Yes.
why the requested dollars.
And my other question is, I went through that blue book that Dr. Conway gave us, job descriptions and so forth. I can't find anything on the athletic director. Is there a job description somewhere for that position? And if so, I'd like to see it.
Anyone else have anything on budget? Ms. Fisher.
I have quite a few items, I'm sorry. At our last budget meeting, we had deleted $50,000 for the summer school staff at VCMS and Rockville High. Does that mean that we can also delete the $50,000 that were for supplies and transportation? That's one question. Another one, for all-day kindergarten, Dr. Conway suggested one additional teacher for Maple Street School. But when I look at the enrollment that we have right now, we have, it looks to me like we would need 2 additional teachers there. Or will you be collapsing 4 classes down to 3? And then in the latest PowerPoint presentation that you gave us on pages 10 and 11, one page talked about the all-day kindergarten for all schools, and it showed an increase of 7 teachers. But then the next page showed the 2.5 teachers for Maple and Northeast. So I just want to make sure those teachers aren't being put in there twice, those additional teachers. And then when looking at several line items from year to year and what we spend every year, I noticed that on some line items we never expend what we've allocated. And some of them are quite glaring, some not so large. The classroom teachers one is probably the most glaring. That in most years the average is about $100,000 that we don't spend. So I was just wondering if that could be looked into to see if there's some savings in that. Several other line items that are in the same situation are item 51131, certified overtime salary, 52500, unemployment, 54320, machinery equipment repairs, 54351, repair of instructional equipment, 55911, contracted services and buses, 55920, field and athletic trips, and 56180, landscaping supplies. For the history of all those accounts, there's quite a bit of money that doesn't get spent every year on the average, so I'm looking for savings. And then our next question on line item 56430, which is new textbooks. I see that we've only spent 22% of that so far. Are we planning on spending the rest of it? I'm assuming? Okay.
Yes, math series for grades 6, 7, and 8. The board
Okay.
heard this probably in August or so. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay,
Ms.
no, that's
Brown.
okay.
This, we got the 6th grade this year, and we're returning the 6th grade. That was part of the deal because we needed it. And we'll be getting 6th, 7th, and 8th as soon as it comes out.
What has to
Spring. So that's
And
this
then-
year's money.
And then we added 41,000 to next year, so what is, well, you can tell me tomorrow what you're hoping to spend on that. The next is 55340, the internet account. I noticed in the white pages, it said that this is reimbursable, E-rate reimbursable. So if that's the case, can we deduct that increase or not? And then, do we anticipate roof repairs for next year, 54802? Because we have money in the budget this year, we haven't spent any of it, and we've increased it by $2,000. And then, last question is, what percent are we counting on for our ACS funding? I know they don't spend 100%, but usually we take a guess at what we think they're gonna give us. So I was just wondering what percentage you were working with.
What's the projection?
Well, in the budget, what percentage are they working with? Okay, that's it.
Thank you. Someone over here, Ms. Golich.
In 53339 in central office, the $900,000 payment to the town, can we get a detailed report? Please.
That's the technology.
This technology, yeah, 53339.
Ms. Sarno.
Can an adjustment be made in the salary account for the assistant superintendent? Since she won't be here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
The retirement.
Yeah, thank you.
Anybody else? All right, seeing none, we will move on. Is there, do you have any questions back now? You got your notes? Just want to make sure you. Right, item 5.8 is reports from the Board of Education liaisons regarding attendance at organizations and committees. Does anybody have a report this evening they wish to present? Mrs. Bush.
Yes, I attended the Rockville Regional Agriculture Education Consulting Committee meeting. It was held on January 24th at the high school. And some of the interesting topics, and maintenance of this, 2 site grants were put in, one for a extremely large composter that would be used for disposing of and making good use of the animal waste, and we'd be able to use it through the kitchen to dispose of some of the organic waste that they use. And so we're hoping, fingers crossed, that this comes through, because I think it would be a benefit to the school And it could be a way to earn money as well as selling the composted soil that comes from it. Another thing they're looking at is a virtual welder. One of the issues they have at the school is that they do not have enough metal to teach the welding. And that is a position that is going to be in need of in the future. Many of the welders that are now in place are retiring, and there's going to be a large need for that, so preparing the students would be a benefit to them. But this virtual welder would be able to allow the students to weld without the use of metal. They would not have to go seeking metal. They're having a very rough time finding metal to be able to provide for the courses. And the courses that they're starting now are going to be full-year courses. They have made some changes in their program and the way the program is presented to the students. They're going to have much more in-depth courses, and it's going to align more with the high school, which is good to make the ag department a part of the community, of the school community. So those were two big pieces that we talked about at the ag consulting committee meeting. So we're looking forward to those grants getting approved through Sykes, and it would benefit not just the ag students, it would benefit all our students with composting. May I do a second meeting, or a second? I'd like to make you aware, you probably got in the mail the CABE Day on the Hill announcement, and I would encourage you to attend. It's a very informative thing. It's a way for you to talk to our legislators at the Capitol, and if you have questions, concerns, and give input to them. And it's a morning mostly. You're done by 3 o'clock, and it is on March 6th. Starts at 8:30 and goes till 3 o'clock. Encourage you to attend.
Thank you, Ms. Bush. Other reports? Liaisons. Ms. Fisher.
Just Center Road School PTO is very busy as usual, doing their family events and fundraisers, and their school fair is going to be on Saturday, March 2nd. They are working on getting their 501c3 tax status, which I believe all the PTOs are working on. They are also looking for grants to fund the 5th grade accelerated reading program. And the last thing, they have 2 questions. They used to have bike racks here at the school, and there are no longer bike racks. So they were wondering where they went or if they could get some. And at one point, a brand new picnic table was delivered to their playscape, and a couple days later it disappeared. So they'd like to know what happened to that. Hopefully Mr. Picaro can figure that out.
Any other liaison reports this evening? All right, seeing none, we'll move on. Item 6.0, which is the opportunity to review and update the Board of Education calendar. Does anybody have any updates for the calendar this evening? Seeing none, item 7.0, opportunity for questions from the press regarding agenda items. I see Mr. Kennedy in the room, and I see Mr. Donnell in the room. Is there any questions from the press? No questions. Alrighty, prior to one final motion, I just want to thank Center Road School for setting up in the auditorium for us and their hospitality. And I'll take one final motion. Yes, sir.
Can I make a comment first? I think we should thank Mr. Baldwin as well. He did a ton of work, and this is a great setup. Thank you.
I would echo that as well.
Move to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? Mr. Nicholson? I have a second. I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor? And that's unanimous. We are adjourned.